This second story happened later, when I was working for a road construction and maintenance company. My job was to deliver supplies and equipment to different active projects across the country. One morning, I started a long trip at 6 a.m. I had to travel from the 7th region to the 4th region of Chile. It was a trip that couldn't be completed in one day, so I had to stop somewhere along the highway to rest. Around 9 p.m., I stopped at a gas station along Route 5, the main highway in the country. I took a shower and ate something. Around 11 p.m., I tried to sleep. The truck I was driving didn't have a sleeper cabin, so I had to lie across the seats. It was uncomfortable and frustrating, especially after driving all day. The cab didn't have curtains either. I had to improvise. I hung clothes and a towel over the windows to block the light and to prevent anyone from seeing inside. About an hour later, I heard strange noises coming from the side of the truck. It sounded like someone was tampering with the straps holding my cargo or opening my toolbox. I slightly moved the towel covering the passenger window. There was no one there. I thought it might just be the wind. After all, I was parked near the ocean, so I tried to fall asleep again. Not long after, I heard scratching sounds on the driver's door. A horrible sound. I woke up instantly. Cold sweat ran down my body. It sounded like someone was slowly dragging their hand along the metal door. I hesitated, terrified to look, but I forced myself to move. Carefully, trying not to make any noise, I reached toward the window. I lifted the corner of the towel. That was one of the worst decisions of my life. There it was, standing right next to the door. It wasn't human. I could see its head and shoulders, but when I looked closer at its face, it had no eyes, no nose, no mouth, no hair, just a pale gray mass that looked like it was pulsating. I tried to move. I couldn't. Fear completely paralyzed me. We stared at each other through the glass. I don't know how long it lasted. It felt like time stopped, as if we were both waiting to see who would move first. It was only about 10 centimeters from the window. Then it tried to open the door. At that moment, I was sure I wasn't going to make it home to my wife. Suddenly, the sound of another truck entering the gas station broke the silence. The thing let go of the handle. It took a few hurried steps backward and disappeared. I felt relieved. But at the same time, I was terrified because I didn't know where it had gone. I didn't sleep again until hours later, when my alarm went off and daylight had arrived. I got out of the truck to shower and have breakfast. But curiosity got the best of me. While checking the tires and engine, I noticed something on the outside of the doors. Deep scratch marks, like an animal had dragged its claws across the metal. I've lived through many experiences like these, and I'm sure there will be more, because I'm only 24 years old and I plan to spend my life driving trucks. This happened when I was 10 years old, back in 2010. My family decided to take a short vacation to the beach, to Ixtapa Zihuatanejo. It was Holy Week, and every hotel was completely booked. We drove around asking everywhere, but no one had any rooms available. Tired and frustrated, we stopped at a small shop to buy something to eat, while talking about our bad luck. An elderly man approached us. He apologized for being nosy, said he overheard our conversation, and mentioned that he owned a property nearby with rooms for rent, and that it was very cheap. With no other options, we agreed. The place looked ordinary, not old, not new. A metal gate led into a long, straight hallway with rooms on both sides. Each room had a door and a window facing the hallway. For the price, it seemed acceptable. My dad chose the room facing the street so he could keep an eye on the car overnight. We paid for 2 nights in advance, not knowing that would be a terrible mistake. While unpacking, I noticed something we had missed. On the front gate, the one facing the street, there was a black ribbon tied to it. I told my brother. We both felt uneasy. But we were kids. We didn't know what a black ribbon meant. That day, we went to the beach and had a great time. That night we returned, took showers, and went to sleep. The next morning, my parents mentioned something disturbing. Throughout the night, they heard strange noises that never stopped. Starting around 10 p.m., someone kept knocking on the front gate. They would get up to check, but no one was ever there. The knock sounded close, right in front of them, yet there was absolutely no one. My grandfather noticed what was happening and told everyone to go back to sleep. He said he knew what it was and how to deal with it, implying it wasn't anything normal. Later that morning, We saw other guests rushing out with their luggage. They told us they couldn't sleep, that something pulled on a woman's feet, that they heard noises on the roof. Then the old man arrived. We told him everything. With a sad expression, he confessed that his wife had passed away months earlier, and that her wake had been held in that very place. He said nothing else. We wanted to leave immediately, but he refused to refund our money. That night we had to stay. I couldn't sleep. I was terrified of hearing footsteps, or knocks, or something outside the door. Just as I was about to fall asleep, I heard it. My skin crawled. My dad started yelling at whatever was outside, insulting it, demanding that it leave us alone. My grandfather joined in, and whatever was out there didn't like that. If it had knocked every 20 minutes before, now it did it every 5. The knocking wouldn't stop. We heard something jumping on the roof, and something else, dragging a chain. In the hallway, there was a wooden wall, like part of an unfinished construction. Suddenly, it was slammed, again, and again, and again. No one slept that night. At the first light of morning, we packed our bags and left that place without ever looking back. This happened in 2016, after I left my family's home due to serious problems. I moved to another city called Tamuin and rented a small apartment. It was tiny. A living area, a bedroom, and a bathroom connected directly to the bedroom. I worked long hours and usually came back only to sleep. I had almost nothing, just my bed and 2 suitcases. The place felt empty. By November, something felt wrong. Even though the weather was still warm, the apartment was freezing. The bedroom was always cold, day and night, like an air conditioner was constantly running. I couldn't sleep with the lights on because the landlord was strict about electricity, so every night I slept in complete darkness. Around that time, my pillows started growing mold. A green crust formed on them. The room smelled damp no matter how much I aired it out. Even with the windows wide open, no sunlight ever seemed to reach the bedroom. One night, while sleeping, I suddenly woke up to a sharp odor. It felt like someone had slapped me hard. I checked the room. No one was there. I tried to ignore it and go back to sleep. Moments later, something yanked my foot. I turned on my phone's flashlight. Nothing. What terrified me was the bathroom door, right at the foot of my bed. I had always felt like something was watching me from inside. That night, I tucked the blanket tightly under my feet. Around midnight, something pulled it off me. I told myself it was just me moving in my sleep. Near dawn, my feet were pulled again. From then on, it happened almost every night. Being uncovered, feet pulled, hair tugged, until one night, while sleeping deeply, I heard it. A child laughing. I heard footsteps running from the bathroom. Something jumped onto my bed and began bouncing on my back. I couldn't wake up. I was aware, but completely frozen. The child felt small and light. When I finally woke up, the mattress was still moving, like someone had just jumped off. After that, I always closed the bathroom door before sleeping. It didn't matter. Whatever it was still came out, night after night. Over time, my fear turned into anger. I started yelling, telling it to stop and let me sleep. One day, the landlord asked me how I'd been sleeping. Then she said she heard noises at night, things moving, curtains shifting. I told her I had no furniture and never used a fan. I asked her who lived there before me. She hesitated, then admitted the previous tenant practiced witchcraft. After that, she offered to bring a priest. I refused. The disturbances didn't stop. Some nights I woke up more than 10 times. Eventually, I started sleeping with a small speaker playing sound and light. That's when the child stopped appearing. The apartment stayed cold and damp, but the activity ended. In 2017, I moved into another unit in the same building. It was identical, but warm, bright, and peaceful. People kept moving into the first apartment. No one lasted more than a few weeks. The last couple left after 3 days, abandoning everything. When I moved out, that apartment had been empty for months. No one wanted it, and as far as I know, no one ever stayed there again.